you doing? This is Officer Delgado with the Orlando Police Department. I'm looking for Emily Maldonado. It's in reference to her son being involved in a vehicle accident, Nathaniel Caro. If this is you, I'm going to give you a call back here in a couple minutes, see if I can get a hold of you. I appreciate it. Thanks. Bye.
Alright everybody, what's going on, and welcome back to another video. And the video I have for you guys today is I'm interviewing my mom.
Hello everyone.
She has been one of my biggest supporters, and what I want to do today is kind of get her reaction toward the accident, how she's feeling about it, and how she's been dealing with the whole entire situation. So that is the video for today. So
Right, let's go.
I thought I'd start off with, I get straight into the point.
Okay.
So overall, how do you feel toward this accident?
Well, I mean, in the beginning, I was devastated. Like, of course, you know, anybody receiving this kind of news of their child, being in an accident, you're scared, you know, you don't know. I mean, at first I did not know what to expect because I didn't get all the information right away.
Mm-hmm.
So, first I was devastated. Like I said, I didn't know what to expect out of all this. I was angry, I was sad, I was in shock. I didn't understand, you know, why. I mean, I don't think anybody can understand why things happen in this world, because a lot of us have gone through some really painful things, but at that moment, you know, I don't know, I felt guilty because it was the motorcycle, or the whole motorcycle situation where I believe, right, we're going to get into that later or whatever. Like overall, I was just, but at the same time, I was, when I got to the hospital and you were there and you were talking, you were okay, I was grateful because you were there. You were alive.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it was a loss too because of your injury.
Yeah.
The type of injury you had, you were not going to be the same anymore. Well, you know, for a while.
Yeah.
You know, for that point in time, you were not going to be the same. So I kind of lost who you were. At the same time, I was grateful, but I was, you know, devastated.
No, I got you.
So it was like a mixed feeling, you know. And now, as days go by, I think I'm more grateful that you're here. The more I see you, the more I see you in your recovery process and how you believe in your recovery, and just you being positive, you being strong, you know, that helps me be more and more grateful because I see Nate. I see the Nate that I know, you know,
Right.
the same Nate you always were. Physically, it's a little different. It's, well, way different. It's a huge difference, you know, but those things we can overcome, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just glad that I have you here, you know, and then we'll work on this. So, I mean, yeah, it's still sad, it's still frustrating. There's days that, you know, it's tough because you just go back and you remember, you know, what you used to be. I mean, you know, like what you used to do. You know, having a son that was so active and, you know, going to work, you know, he was 18, turning 19, you know, just barely taking steps to getting your independence in life, you know. Working out, about to coach CrossFit, you had a great job, you know, you were looking to the future to make decisions, you know, in your life, and then for this to just come and all change it, it was tough transition, but I mean, you know, I know better things are gonna come now. I'm believing for better things, so.
Amen.
I have more hope now than I did in the beginning.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
I mean, you know, I had hope for your recovery and stuff like that, but like I was just more devastated and more. Now I think I can, you know, get out there and just fight more than before.
So up until this point right now, like, what has been the toughest part?
The one thing that I was really, really like heartbroken and just devastated at first is I didn't want to see you suffer. I didn't want to see you suffer because I just didn't know how you were going to take this. Once, you know, you were out of the hospital, you know, when you came to the realization that, wait a minute, this is my injury, you know, I just didn't know how you were going to take it, and I just didn't want to see you suffer. I was like, God, please don't let, you know, just, I don't think I was going to be able to handle that. Like, I know that you're not in, it's a tough situation to be in, but the way you're handling it now helps me a lot. you have your frustrating days and stuff. And I think any day that you get frustrated, any day that I see you hurt, any day that I know that you're having a hard time pushing through this, that's hard to deal with. To see you in pain in any way.
Right.
Or suffering in any way, but that's okay. You can do it. You know what I'm saying? You have the right to have your day like that because you have the right. Doesn't mean you don't have to do it, so I don't have to see you. I'm just saying those are tough days to see any parent to see their child going through something tough and they can't really help them or fix it for them,
No,
I think so. Or just to see the changes that you've had to make, compared to what you were doing.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I know you wanted to do this, I know you wanted to do that, so it's like, I know, you'll get back into doing all those things, but just, I think the changes we've had to make physically on you, it's been hard to, see you like that sometimes, to see you struggling and, but helping you has never been an issue. I think just now, how we were kind of working towards bettering ourselves and bettering our life, and this kind of like put a halt on all that,
Yeah.
We were out there, we have plans to do this, you have plans for your future, and then all of a sudden this just came and just stopped everything, right, So now it's like kind of we're struggling again to kind of figure out how to maintain, and just stay afloat sometimes and just get back out there and do something better. So it's like, we had to stop that, and so that's been kind of hard too.
What has helped you like the most to get through all the like bad like emotions or like getting through your portion of the hard times in this situation?
I think the number one thing has been prayer, 'cause I prayed a lot. I prayed a lot in the beginning, and I prayed and prayed and prayed and prayed because I needed God's strength to help me get through this,
Right.
Because without Him, I didn't know how I was going to get through this. I had some very, very bad days in the beginning. And I know that through prayer and through just being strong and having hope, I know God granted me peace, and He gave me strength because from one day to the next, I felt it,
Mm-hmm.
I think in the whole process too is just seeing a lot of other people that have gone through this and see how positive they are and how much they've achieved,
Yeah.
They've recovered. You hear recovery stories, but then even people that haven't recovered, how they've lived life and they've lived such a full life,
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, a lot of people are going through this, and they're
Striving.
yeah, they're making it, they're thriving, they're living, they're not letting it stop them.
Yeah.
So I know that there's so much hope for you for recovery, to live a full life, to be married, to have kids, you can do whatever you want to do. So that gives me hope. This is not going to stop you. So that makes it better. There's a lot of people out there that helped and supported you, and the people that help you and support you, I just appreciate it all. It's it's great. It just helps.
Yeah. So what I want to do next is give like a little backstory to how we got here, all the decisions that went into it, and all the factors that went into play. So what was the plan initially? Like, because I was working, I was going to the gym, I didn't have enough time to do certain things, so we wanted to get a car, right? And how did all that play out?
Well, I think you got your job, you were saving up for a car. You started with that.
Yeah.
And then here and there, I think, you've had to use your money for a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we did go to off lease, we went to a couple of places, but I guess you really, we decided on a car, an off lease, then we decided not to take it because of that. Because of warranty, because I had been into a few accidents. And then, I think we were gonna keep looking, or, I'm not sure, but then, and insurance, well, the monthly payment that you were gonna have to pay, plus insurance on top of it was gonna be pretty heavy.
Yeah,
It was
well,
gonna be
because the insurance was going to be like $500, and then the car, I forgot the payments they were trying to give you then.
Yeah, I forgot to.
I don't know. Well, let's just say it was $300. 5, 6, 7. That would be $800 a month on
Gosh, ridiculous.
on a car,
Yeah.
plus gas,
Mm.
and then anything else, like registration and stuff. But
That too. Yeah, we had the money for, I don't know. Anyway, so it just turned out we decided, I mean, I think I had that, like giving you my Malibu. Like, you know, I had that in my mind. Like,
Yeah.
once I got either close to paying it off or paying it off, I was gonna give it over to you.
Right.
You know, that would have been a good thing. So
The Malibu is her Chevy Malibu that she had while I was looking for the whole car thing. You know, but
yeah, I had a 2013 Chevy Malibu that I purchased in Connecticut and have been paying. You know, I was almost done paying it off. So what we were gonna do is I was gonna give it to Nate. In the beginning of the year, 2019, you know, I was gonna have maybe a few more months of paying it off. And then, so he was gonna take over, finish it. I was gonna leave it in my name and then get another car. And then that way, insurance and all that would have been way cheaper.
And that was the plan right there. Well, everyone, we were all excited for it. I think I was excited to get the car because I wasn't gonna get no 2002 Honda. And then I would just have to put payments on.
My
on
payments.
but I would just have to finish her payments. It wasn't that much, and it wasn't gonna be that hard. And then I would have a pretty newer car, like 2013, with no monthly payments or anything like that, just insurance and gas.
So that plan didn't work out, right?
Yes.
Because in December 28th, 2018, I picking up Nate from CrossFit, right before I got there. I got into an accident and my Chevy Malibu got towed. I missed my car.
Yeah, I miss it too.
Yeah, we've been through a lot in that car. I mean, that was, you know, we went through a lot in that car. We moved here, and it was just before then, we were on the bus, and we didn't have, you know, we went through a lot. So getting that car was just like a step up for us. And then him taking it and me going into another car, that would have been like another step for us. So it was a big, kind of a big hit.
Yeah,
you know,
it was.
like it's kind of
Big
really
setback.
disappointing for that to happen because now I had to get another car, but I couldn't give a car to you, give my car to you. Like we couldn't. Our plan was just kind of like ruined at that point.
Right. So throughout the whole process of me trying to get a car and everything like that, I know before we were even thinking of Malibu, like I threw like an idea to you, you know, about the
Well, he's always thrown the idea of getting a motorcycle to me, so that was not the first time he told me about getting a motorcycle. Like, well, I mean, even when he was younger, he would always say that he was going to get a motorcycle and always say that he was going to ride a motorcycle and buy one, you know, and I can't wait, I'm going to have my bike, I'm going to have my car, I'm going to have this, I mean, you know, and which was all fine, but the motorcycle part to me was not fine.
Yeah.
So I always used to tell him he was not going to get one, at least until he moved out and had his own, you know, maybe he could make his own decisions, but like, yeah, never like, you know, when you were not of age or whatever, like, you know, like 17 or something, I was like not going to let you do that.
When all the problems occurred, like trying to get a car and everything like that, I remember one day, the day she gave me the green light was we were getting in the car to go somewhere, and then I seen the motorcycle in the parking lot, and I brought it up just one more time just to see what she would say, and then she said, "What'd you say?" You said something. Basically, she just gave me the green light to go ahead and start looking and get some information, and then once she said that, it was a done deal after that. Like, cars were just out of my mind. I wasn't thinking about anything. Trying to get a car is just motorcycle.
Yeah, well, that was not the purpose of me saying that. I mean, I thought I knew
Well,
there
I
was a financial.
misunderstood completely.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I knew that financially, you know, I said, well, let's see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Like, I was like, that can be an option.
Yeah.
But it was not like we were ruling out the car. He ruled out the car.
Yeah.
I didn't. I still wanted you to get a car, but I was like, well, maybe, you know, you were 18, turning 19, you know what I'm saying? You were an adult, you know what I'm saying? You had the right to make a decision, you know, just because, like, I was letting you make a decision. I felt bad because I knew how bad he wanted to get off the bus, and how, you know, like, I know it would have been an ease on him to just go from place to place. He could do a lot more of what he wanted to do because he wasn't stuck waiting for the bus, you know, and getting home late and then, you know, going to bed and getting up early and doing the same thing. I didn't, you know, so I felt bad. So it was like, I knew it was going to be lighter on your pocket, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know, let's see what happens. You know, maybe that's an option. But no. I said those words and Nate was like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm getting a motorcycle.
Second you came out your mouth, I forgot we were even looking for cars.
Yeah, see, you took it too hard like that. You know, you took it like, and I was like, I don't even know if that second I was like, oh no, what did I say?
So, I'm on the bike. You
The
know,
first day on the bike, yeah.
So, you know, I'm on the bike. It's my first day. I took it to my job. I took it to the gym, and then as you know, the days go by. I'm not even gonna say weeks.
Yeah.
So as the days go by, were you feeling a little more comfortable and everything like that?
Well, the first days, remember that day, you know, the first Monday, I remember coming to you and asking you not to ride the bike, because it had rained the night before.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no, he's not ready to even ride in the rain, or like anything, like, you know, he needs a nice clear day, or, you know, and so, yeah,
You begged me not to go.
I begged him not to go. He was really disappointed.
That was bad. Can't do that.
But you know what? He said okay,
Mm-hmm.
which I was really grateful for. So it's like the next day I was like, I have to let him go. No, I didn't want to. I wanted to come up with another excuse.
That's the best morning of my life.
But you know, I needed to know that he got to work. I needed to know when he was leaving work. I needed to know when he got to the gym. I needed to know on your way home. And then as soon as I used to hear that, you know, it's like, oh, hallelujah, thank you, Lord, he got home. And then here he comes busting in the door with his helmet, you know.
Yeah.
And he was so happy, you know.
It was a good time.
Huh?
It was a good time.
Yeah, then he would, you know, try to take a bath and then go out for a ride, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like, kid, you have to eat dinner, you have to, no, let me just go for a little ride.
I had bike fever.
Still want to ride, yeah, he had bike fever, there you go. He had
Very
bike
bad.
fever. Yeah, so, yeah, like, you know, I mean, it didn't go away for a while, for a few days, you know. I mean, I don't think it ever went away, but, you know, you start getting a little
I
more,
don't think
okay.
2 weeks is long enough time to get over that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you constantly have it. I think even while your kids are in a car, you're worried, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, you might. Yeah, because even when you used to take my car to the store, once you got back, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would like, you know, wasn't like so worried or not, like, you know, you're a good driver and stuff, but still, your kids are out in a car.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So just them getting home safe is like, oh, okay, good.
So then we get, you know, a few days in, and then a week goes by, and then a week and 2 days, and a week and 4 days, and a week and 6 days, and then 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when the whole game changes, right?
So, yeah.
And then that's when she got that email,
The phone call.
the voice, the phone call and the voicemail that I played for you guys in the beginning of the video.
Yeah.
That's when she got that call. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was devastating news, right?
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, that's like something I was worried about. Like, I was worried about you getting into an accident, or, I mean, just worried about you being out there on that motorcycle, or to receive that call was like, oh my God, like, you know, why is this happening? Like, and just like quickly, when I received the phone call, I received the voicemail, I didn't get all the information right away, so just the voicemail alone, like, left me, all I knew is that you were in an accident. So that was just very nerve-wracking and very just kind of like scary in a way, because I didn't know even how to call the officer back.
Right.
Because I just was, you just didn't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't ready to hear anything,
Mm.
you know? Yeah, so I just had to like pace the house for a little bit and pray and just, then I finally called him back. But,
Good catch.
and, thankfully when I did call, he did say you lost consciousness, but you gained it back because you were communicating with them.
Mm-hmm.
And he did say, I think he did say, like, like you were, when you were communicating with them, it was like you were understanding them, you know?
Right, yeah.
Like, you know, your communication was good, like you knew your name, you knew, stuff like that. But he did say you had severe injuries, but he just didn't know the extent of your injuries, so, you know, he didn't. So that was kind of like nerve-wracking, because I had to go to the hospital not knowing what to expect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know. But I was thankful because I knew you were okay otherwise. So they tell me where you're at, and the first thing you know, they say that you're in ICU. I know what ICU is, and I've had family members in there before, and I know that it's a severe, severe injury when you are in ICU. It can even be life-threatening. So I'm just like, whoa, you know? And then, you know, my hope was that you were just in the hospital room and you were stable and, you know, you had an injury or broke a leg or a broken arm, but nothing major. But when they say ICU, then it's already taken another, you know, it's another level of injury. I didn't know how severe your injury was, so my main thing was getting up there, just finding out what was going on, you know. Now at this point, I wanted to see you. I needed to see you, you know. So, you know, when I got to the ICU, there's, I guess, like a desk, the person that you have to, like, check in with, you know, give your ID to, make sure, you know, they only allow 2 people in at a time. At that point, they were inside, I guess, the ICU. They were not, you know, out of the desk. But they did have, like, a intercom. So I knew the room you were in, and I looked at the intercom, and I was just, like, you know, scanning to see, because you could press the room number, too, I guess, I don't know. Maybe the nurse in there can answer your call or whatever. Anyway, I seen your room number, and they had like the trauma rooms, and they had the neurological rooms or whatever.
Neurological?
Yeah. And your number was right on that section, so that just freaked me out. It was like, oh my God.
Just thinking about it, it's kind of crazy, like, thinking
yeah.
From your point of view, how much it suck.
And I'm like, okay, neurological, okay, brain, okay. I knew I had to do with your nerves. I'm like, oh God, what? You know what I'm saying? I know there was something functional in your body. And they already said that you had consciousness, that you were talking. So I'm like, okay, so brain-wise, I believe he's okay. So right away, the first thought I had was, you know, that came to me. Like, but I didn't know how the spinal cord. Like, I was like, oh God, please, you know. I just, you know, it hit me that might be it.
Right. So, I mean, the next thing to talk about is probably like the biggest thing is when they come and give you the news that, you know.
So, yeah, I mean, then finally somebody came out, and then, you know, yeah, I was like, I'm here for Nate, and then, all right, we'll be back, you know, and they brought, I guess, the head nurse with them, you know, like the nurse in charge or whatever, and he was like, okay, you know, you can come back, but, he sat us down. I'm like, oh boy. And that's when he gave us the news. You know, and then just sat there, and he said that at the moment you were experiencing, you know, no movement from the chest down. So I was like, oh boy. I didn't, you know. And at that point, I think we just wanted to go see you know, because I just wanted to see how you were. How you were taking the whole thing. And, you know, but he explained to us, you know, what had happened, and then, you know, we went in, and, yeah, we went to see you.
So, like, what were your thoughts when the doctor told you how severe the injury was?
I think at first when you receive, like, such huge huge news, you know, or such, like, you know, you're in shock. Sometimes you're like numb to the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like you know, but you're like in such like, oh my God, you can't believe it's happening. You're just like, you know, it doesn't process right away.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it takes a while to sink in. So I think I was like more like in shock, and as the news just kept coming, the news kept coming of how severe this injury was, and incomplete and complete, and, you know, all that information. I was just, I've never heard of this before, and this is brand new to me, you know?
Yeah.
So the more information they gave me, the more I was like, wow, you know, I asked to see the x-rays, you know, that, you know, I asked for explanation, and the doctor was, you know, he explained it, and you know, doctors being doctors, you know, you had to say how severe it was. You know, everything was how severe it was, and how severe, okay, you know. And I'm like, well, what are the chances of him getting better, or what? You know, give me good news. That was me, you know, where's the good news in all this? You know, they just keep feeding you bad news, bad news, bad news. So you're just like, just taking it and taking it and taking it, and just keep sinking in. It's like, oh, heavy, you know, it gets heavier and heavier and heavier, and you're just like, you don't even know how to process it. You're just devastated, and you're just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, and Nate, how is he gonna take this? And you're just, your mind is going like 100 miles an hour, and you're just like, oh, yeah, so much going on emotionally. You want to cry, you want to scream, you're angry, you're confused, you're like, you know, hurt, you're worried about the other person, you know, so much going on. You want to hit all the doctors, say, shut up. Like you do, you really do. You're just like, I just wanted to take them, like, okay, enough already. You know, like, just give me good news. I just remember wanting to hear good news, like something that good that's gonna come out of this. Like,
did it come or no?
Huh? As far as dumb, no, like not from their mouth, not from the surgeon's mouth. You know, well, you know, the surgery is gonna help him just stay straight. You know, like he was not like the best person. Really, at that point, I think I was just, like I said, like still numb from everything. Like, you know, just going through it. Just going through it because there was nothing else you can do at that point, you know? You just don't know what to do. You just go through it. You make your phone calls. You tell the people you have to call. And then I just remember the nurse telling me, you know, okay, the doctor's going to be in at this time in the morning, you know, if you want, go get some rest and come back. And I didn't know what to do. And
you slept that night or no?
No, because you were, they were gonna, like, you were just medicated. Like, when I did, you know, went in the room and saw Daniel, he did talk a little bit, but from all the pain that you were in, you were just heavily medicated, so, you know. But it was like 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock by the time we got here, 5 o'clock, I didn't sleep all night.
Oh, wow.
Pretty much, I was just like on the couch like that, like, you know, up like that. Like, I really didn't sleep, and then 5 o'clock, let's go, Nate. So we might as well just stood. It was like no purpose. And I think we came just to take Lucy out, you know, and then leave again, just to, you know, and maybe get some stuff. Because like when I went to the hospital, I went in a hurry, so I didn't bring stuff to stay.
Yeah.
I didn't come prepared. So, you know, it was like 5 hours really. You were just sleeping all night. And then I went early, so I wouldn't miss the doctors, because doctors come, and if you miss them, that's it, you know. I mean, you could request them to come again, but then you have to wait till they go through all their, you know.
All their requests.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then he came in. He came in pretty early. It was like 6, almost 7. And, you know, like early in the morning, he showed me your X-ray, and that's, you know, he told me all that stuff. But I, you know, seen the X-rays, and it's just a bad experience to see all that, you know. You need time sometimes to think, and I've seen that a lot of people have gotten that time because they stay in the hospital longer. So they start learning.
Yeah.
They started learning, because I think I started learning everything maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks, you know, into the whole process. Then I started with, okay, this goes here, and this is like this, and this is like that, you know. The first 2 weeks I was a mess. You know, I was still a mess. Like I was trying to adjust to everything. And I couldn't picture you, like, I remember they showed us a room with wheelchairs where you would get fitted, like, and I remember turning my, I was like, I don't want to see them, I don't want to see Nate in one of those, you know, I need to even look at a wheelchair, like, no, my son is not going to be in one of those, no, you know, I mean, I knew you were, but, like, I couldn't accept it at first, you know, I was just, yeah, I was just really angry, I mean, sad, you go through every emotion there is, like, you know, you're just angry one day. 1 minute you're just crying and crying and crying. The next minute you're like, okay, it's gonna be okay. The next minute you're angry. The next minute you're, why did it happen? You know, then your heart hurts for you, because really you're not the one that's going through it. You just gotta watch somebody that you love go through it. So
yeah,
it's tough, you know. I just really, but then I gotta like find how to care for you. You know what I'm saying? I had to find out, you know, like, okay, what do I need to do as a mom to take care of him now? And that was tough too, because it's not like taking care of you was not gonna be a problem, I just didn't know how you were gonna handle it, you know?
And then, you know, while I was in Jacksonville, they lived, like I said, we lived in Orlando. I was in Jacksonville for a month, and then obviously they wanted to come and see me and everything, so my little brother was in school at the time. You know, they were driving from Jacksonville to Orlando, you know, pretty frequently, and that must have been stressful.
The whole point was to be with you in those times. That was the whole point. It was not doing anything or getting, it was to be with you that whole month, you know, because everything.
Yeah.
So, you know, you needed all the support you can get, like, and I think us here being without you, we needed to see you, and, you know, we needed to be with you. We needed to learn how things were gonna work when we got home.
Yeah, true. That's
So
great.
I needed to be there because I needed to see, you know, how this works, how I'm gonna help you do this, how I'm gonna help you do that. Also support you and just be with you, because just being in your presence and, you know what I'm saying, it's just helped deal with the whole situation, you know, because you know, it still felt like we were there, we were together, you know, it felt empty at home, like, you're not ready, you just want to be there with that person, so, while they're going through what they're going through, so. But it was difficult, so, you know, because we had to, like, Roman had to go to school, you know, we had Lucy, I mean, we just had to come back and forth.
Yeah.
A lot of mileage, a lot of gas, you know, just tired, a lot, you know, going back and forth. You know, so it was just a rough little journey there. A rough month, put it that way.
But after that month, I finally got to come home. Were you nervous about that?
Yes.
Yeah. Because it's not the hospital anymore, it's real life everything.
Yeah, because the hospital, you know, they pretty much take care of you. They take care of you, you know what I'm saying? They do the things that you can't do. So, you know, you kind of depend on the hospital for that. I think when you're like in a hospital setting, I don't know. You know, in the hospital setting, you're in the hospital, so even though you're in the chair and you're going through that, you're in the hospital, so it kind of fits, you know? Now you had to get out in the real world. You had to go back to your home, and the last time you were home, you were walking, you know? Now when you entered your home again, it was going to be a whole different situation. So I just didn't know how you were going to handle that. In the hospital, you know, you had your room, you know, you would go here, you know, here was just like that, or at one floor, you know, that one floor straight. It's kind of, you know, more small, you know, like a tighter space that you would have to be in, you know, in the chair. So I didn't know how you were going to deal with that, and now we were going to be responsible for helping you and taking care of you, and I didn't know if I was going to mess this up or not, because at that point you still were taking medication, you still had to take the shot for the blood thinners,
Hated that thing.
you still didn't have balance, you still needed a board to transfer.
Yeah. They had helped me a lot in the beginning, for sure.
Yeah, there was a lot of things we still had to help him with, and it was just, you're just scared because you don't know if you're going to do it right or not. So, you know, when he's in the hospital, if you don't do something right, you can just yell, help, and, you know, they're going to help you, they're going to teach you, and they're going to show you. But here it was like, oh, I hope I can do this, you know. I didn't know if I was going to be able to handle it, you know, do the, you know, like help you, you know. I was, so yeah.
Well, you did a great job.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And, you know, as time went on, you know, 1 month went, 2 months went, 3 months went, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months.
Oh,
it's been a long time.
Yeah.
You know, I say it like
8
that.
months.
It's
I'm
not,
going on 9.
So, in these 8/9 months, well, like, just in general, like, what do you think is the most important thing for recovery, for me at least? And I'm not talking about like the crew recovery, like getting back into the world and going back to a job, driving. I'm talking about like complete walking recovery.
Well, that is 100% believing from the core inside. I mean, you can say, like I tell you all the time, you can say, I mean, speaking it, you know, speaking is key, is positive. You're speaking positive, you know, but, and the more you say it, I believe, the more you believe it. But the whole thing is believing it from way deep inside.
Yeah.
You gotta like see yourself walking. You gotta believe that you. I mean, you can't like say it and have doubt. You know what I'm saying? You have to say it with that. I know that I know that I know I'm going to walk. That's it.
Yeah.
Just no doubt about it. And in saying that, you have to take every single step you have to take to actually get there. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that's what people tend to do is like say things, but they don't take the steps to get there. Mainly because they probably deep inside, they don't really believe what they're saying.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah.
You have to say, believe it 100%, feel it 100%, and then take the steps to prove, you know, to show that this is it. Your biggest thing is to you know, believe that you can be healed, that God is our healer, that, you know, Jesus healed you.
Mm-hmm.
He died on the cross for you. He's, you know, he's your healer, and that deep inside that, you know, you have that authority to believe and receive, and nothing is impossible when you do that. But like hardcore, aggressive, you know, you have to take it. It's mine. I'm going to get healed. Keep your therapy going, and keep doing everything you have to do. You know, keep staying positive, no matter how frustrated you get, Nate. No matter how, you know, bad days you have. Because I know, like, as time passes by, it gets frustrating because you're not getting to that point. You know, you're not getting there. You're not feeling this. You know, but that's where patience and consistency comes in.
Right.
Don't stop. Don't give up, and just be patient. It will come.
If you guys ever wonder where I get my my drive and fight from, it's from these pep
I talk
talks.
to him a lot.
We both know that I'm gonna recover 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that this accident happened like for a reason?
I don't know. I think it could have been prevented, maybe, you know, because everything I mean, a lot of things people do in this world could be prevented, you know. But things happen. Like I don't even know if you could prevent half of the things that happen. Like 'cause things are gonna happen regardless. You know, maybe this won't happen to you, but maybe this will. You know. As far as it happening for a reason, I don't think it like happened purposely. I think it's just now that it has happened, because these things happen in life. I think now that it has happened, you can use it for a better purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that have been through things like this. There's a lot of people going through other things that you can still inspire them.
Yeah.
You know? You know, I think that now you have, you know, there's a reason behind this now. Like you should find your reason to like do something better with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just taking it and turning it into something.
Yeah, taking what's happened and then just turning it into something better.
So basically, it's your job to make it.
Yeah.
To make it have reason. You know.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Like, you know, like give it a reason. You know, don't let it overcome you. Like you overcome it by giving it that reason. You know?
Right.
Something like that. Something along those lines.
If anything, what would you say to new parents of some of the injured? Like some like advice or tips based off what you've been through so far?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I can. I'm not
based off the 9 months.
I mean, I think 8 months is like kind of still new to the process. You know, I mean, I've learned a lot, but really, I don't know. You know, I would just say just gain as much information as possible. You know,
Right.
Seek as much support as you can get. I mean, not that we have it. You know, we have all that here, but like if you can get it, get it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't shy away from support. Because all that just helps you make decisions and helps you, you know, get through the whole process. You know, especially people that have been through it before. You know, that's the best way to kind of like ease yourself. You know, and you're overwhelmed with all this information of what to do. You know, and then you see people and what they've done. That just helps you kind of be like, oh, okay, this is, you know, you go along those lines, and you kind of get a sense of how to play everything out, you know.
Right.
How to, you know. But really, I'm still learning myself. I don't know if I'm, you know, I think it takes a little bit to really have good advice to give to somebody. You know, I'm still dealing with emotions, and I'm still dealing with, you know, what's our next step, you know what I'm saying, from here. So I would just say is like, you know what, keep your faith, pray, if that's something that, you know, you believe to do. I believe that prayer, having faith, no matter how many bad days that, you know, I have, I just choose to believe that something better is going to come out of this.
Yeah.
Like you said, you know, do I have a reason? No. Do you have like a reason? No, it's that, you know, this has happened, so let's think of what better can come out of this.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I choose to not let this get the best of me. Prayer and faith, that's really what's kept me going, is prayer, faith. You have kept me going. As hard as it is, you gotta stay positive, because you won't get through it if you're not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's, I know that's like something you're like, oh, but you're going through all these emotions and it's devastating and I feel this and I feel that, but if you let those feelings get to you, you would just, it's done. You're not gonna get through something like this.
Right.
You know? So I would say just that, prayer, faith, and just support, as much as support you can get.
It's important to have, if it's not your parent, it's someone else that supports you the way that, like, she supports me fighting for recovery and everything like that. And then she, you know, it's important to have other people around you that believe
Yes.
what you believe.
Exactly.
So, I mean, that's what I think is a huge thing that we all need.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really lucky to have the closest person to me that believes that way, you know. But that is all the questions I have for you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for answering my questions thoroughly and honestly.
Yes, you're welcome.
I think you did a great job. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Anything else you want to say?
No. I mean, probably yeah, but no.
So I have like a couple videos that I'm planning out. I think you guys are going to like it. I'm pretty excited to make them. One of them is actually going to be my interview. I've interviewed people from CORE, my little brother, my mom, the clients and trainers from CORE. And now I'm going to be interviewed. So that one's coming up. And then, you know, I have a pretty big milestone that's I'm working on it right now, but I'm gonna put it on video for you guys. I'm going out to a place on Friday to go and film it and everything. So that's gonna be the next video. And I know this one took a little while to come out. You know,
Yeah,
we tried
had a little setback.
yeah, we had a little setback. We tried to interview once. You know, we could have made it better. And the second time, we got news that Kobe died. So that kind of just ruined the whole entire
that
thing.
One, like the whole day.
Yeah.
Like we just got up and we just went inside and that was it.
Yeah.
The video was just done.
Yeah, it was pretty shocking. So, you know, it just didn't feel right even thinking after that.
You really couldn't think through
Yeah.
like questions, like, cause you just kept thinking of like what, like so. It was like, you know, you couldn't really do an interview.
Yeah, with all the news coming out on it. It's
Yeah, you
one
just
thing
wanted
after
to,
the
yeah,
next.
yeah. So it was like that just didn't happen.
So that's why we were set back. Rest in peace to everyone on the helicopter. So yeah, that's it for the video, guys. I thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for your support. And subscribe. No.
Like, subscribe.
Like, subscribe, and share if you can. To as many people as you can.
Yes.
And once again, thank you guys, and we'll see you guys
Thank you.
in the next
Bye.
video.
Video.